Picture this. An employee walks into their manager's office. They're nervous but determined. They sit down and say,
"Hi, thanks for seeing me. With my rent going up and everything costing more, I feel like I've been working really hard, and I was hoping we could discuss a salary increase."
and just like that, the conversation is over before it began. The manager's expression shifts from open to guarded. The employee has lost leverage. Today, we're discussing how to ask for a raise the right way: strategic, professional, and grounded in business logic, not emotion.
That opening is painful because it's so relatable. It's almost every mistake in one sentence. What exactly went wrong?
Let's diagnose it. The first and critical error is leading with personal need. Rent, inflation, personal expenses, those are real, but they're not a business justification. Companies don't pay based on your costs. They pay based on your value in the market.
So the moment you mention personal finances, you framed it as desperation, not value.
Exactly. Mistake number 2 is making a vague request. Discuss a salary increase isn't an ask. It invites your manager to take control of the conversation you should be leading. It signals you haven't done your homework.
And mistake number 3 is the language, "I feel."
Right. Emotional language makes the request subjective. Business decisions aren't built on feelings. They're built on evidence, results, impact, scope. 2 more quick mistakes. Comparing yourself to coworkers, which creates drama, and asking in a casual way at a terrible time. This needs to be scheduled as a formal business meeting.
So to do it correctly, we need to understand what the manager is thinking. They aren't just deciding yes or no on their own.
Not at all. This is crucial. Your manager is not your opponent, but they're not your advocate by default either. They're a gatekeeper. They have budget limits, HR policies, and usually a boss who must approve changes. To support your raise, they need a business case they can defend internally.
So your job is to hand them the material for that business case.
Exactly. They're listening for 3 things. First, measurable impact. What changed because of you? Did you save time, reduce errors, improve retention, increase revenue, reduce risk? The more specific, the better.
Numbers, not adjectives.
Yes. Second, a change in scope. A raise is often tied to expanded responsibility. If your job is identical to last year, your case is weaker. If your role evolved, your case strengthens.
So it's not a reward for loyalty, it's compensation for a bigger job.
Correct. Third, market alignment. Your manager can't just invent a number. A raise must make sense relative to the market band for your role, experience level, and location. You're not asking for more money. You're making a case for compensation to reflect scope, impact, and market reality.
Okay, that's the logic. Now give me the framework.
Use a simple 4-part structure: context, evidence, ask, next step.
Walk me through context first.
Context is how you open the meeting. Clear, professional, no emotion. For example, thanks for meeting. I'd like to discuss my performance, how my responsibilities have evolved, and compensation alignment. That sets the tone.
Then, evidence.
Evidence is the heart of it. Bring 2 or 3 quantified outcomes if possible. I led X and improved Y by Z. Or I automated a process saving 10 hours per week. Or my client portfolio grew by $30,000. You're building a short case, not telling a life story.
Then comes the ask, the part people fear.
The ask must be specific, ideally a number or a tight range. Based on expanded scope and market research showing this role sits between 85 and 95, I'm requesting an adjustment to 92. Clear, prepared, professional.
And next step prevents the awkward "I'll look into it" situation.
Exactly. Next step means you define the process. What does the review process look like? What information would help? Can we set a timeline to revisit? This keeps momentum and prevents your request from dying in vague promises.
Let's roleplay. I'll do the weak version first.
Yo.
Hi, thanks for meeting. I've been here 2 years and I really enjoy the work. I feel like I've taken on more responsibility and I just think my salary doesn't reflect my contribution. I was hoping for a raise.
If I'm the manager, here's my internal reaction. I don't have anything concrete to work with. Feel and think don't help me justify a raise. More responsibility is meaningless without examples, and a raise is undefined. So I can respond safely, budgets are tight, I'll see what I can do.
And then it fizzles out because there's no next step.
Exactly. The burden returns to you and following up becomes awkward. Now let's contrast that with a strong version using the framework.
Okay, I'll do the strong version. Context, evidence, ask, next step.
Perfect. I'm the manager. Thanks for scheduling time. What's on your mind?
Thank you for meeting. As we approach my annual review, I wanted to proactively discuss my performance and compensation. Over the last 6 months, my role has expanded. I led the Project Alpha integration to completion, and I automated our weekly reporting, which has saved the team about 10 hours of manual work per week. I also increased client retention by 15% through a proactive follow-up process. Based on this increased scope and impact and market rates for this level of responsibility being between 90 and 100, I'm requesting an adjustment to 95. If that isn't possible this quarter, could we agree on the goals and timeline required to revisit this in the next cycle?
That is what a business case sounds like. Now, as the manager, I'll test you with a common objection. Your work is strong, but budgets are frozen right now. My hands are tied.
I understand. Could we outline what specific outcomes or responsibilities would justify reaching 95 in the next budget cycle? And could we schedule a follow-up, perhaps in 6 to 8 weeks, so I know exactly to aim for?
That response keeps control without being aggressive. You didn't argue. You created a measurable path.
Now, let's add something important. What if someone already asked badly, using personal need or emotion, and now things feel awkward?
It's not too late. Use a direct reset. You can say, I'd like to follow up on our earlier conversation about compensation. I realized I didn't present a clear business case at the time. I'd appreciate the opportunity to discuss it again with a more structured overview of my impact and scope. That shows maturity and reframes the conversation.
That's a strong move. You own the mistake and reposition yourself.
Exactly. Now, timing. The worst times to ask are reactive and tone deaf. Right after poor company results, during layoffs, in a crisis week, or when your manager is overwhelmed. Timing signals business awareness.
And the best times?
When leverage is highest, during performance reviews, right after a high visibility win, or immediately after your responsibilities expand. Your value is most obvious then.
What about a quick readiness test? How do you know you're ready before you walk into that meeting?
2 signals. First, can you list 3 concrete outcomes from the last 6 to 9 months that show impact or expanded scope? Second, have you researched a reasonable market band for your role and location? If either answer is no, do that work first.
So the big mindset shift is this isn't a favor request.
Exactly. You are conducting a business conversation. You are presenting evidence for compensation alignment based on scope, impact, and market reality.
Like a recalibration of your price based on an upgrade in the product.
Precisely. And here's the rule we'll end with. A raise is an adjustment to value, not a reward for stress.